What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Aviation News Update. Try to get you the latest information in the aviation news space just to catch you up. Maybe take it with you on your day.
All right.
Well, the first one, the FAA Reauthorization Bill advances. So, NBA has been reporting that the bill now awaits consideration by the Senate. After Senate approval, the legislation will need to be approved by the House and signed by the President into law. The most recent bill is set to expire on May 10th. So they're trying to get it through. Now, what's in it? Great question. It's 1,000 pages long, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in there. But some of the highlights are they're going to provide more air traffic control staffing. Now, as you remember, Jackson Center over the recent past summers have had a lot of trouble with the volume of aircraft going into Florida. That's led to a lot of delays, and they need to increase the staffing. So apparently this bill provides for that. Now, some of the big things that I think you guys are going to be super interested in, at least I was the age 67. Well, that was introduced into the House bill. It's been bounced out by the Senate, and now it was approved with the age being the same of 65 years of age for airline pilots. So at 65, you got to get out, and that's kind of the deal right now. So that's probably the biggest bit of news out of that FAA reauthorization, other than the air traffic control that I kind of gleaned out of it. But what do you guys think about that? Were you guys age 65 band, or were you the 67 band? I'm curious to see your thoughts. I know there'll be a lot down in the comments. In other news, airline job growth to stall or even fall, executives say. This article by Skift, they actually put down Bob Jordan, who is the CEO of Southwest Airlines, some of his comments saying that the main reasoning for the slowdown, at least for Southwest, is the Boeing delivery delays and the demand for airline industry jobs returning to pre-pandemic levels. Now, you kind of read that and you're like, man, it's been such a hiring boom for the last year and a half. We're just getting back to normal, it seems like. But one of the big things is the Boeing delivery delays. So as you guys know, the MAX 7 and the MAX 10 have not been certified for flight yet. And a lot of these airlines, United included, were planning on these airlines being in their fleets so they can grow and expand their route presence. Southwest obviously being in that group. So because of that, hiring plans at both Southwest and at United have been
suspended.
But Southwest and United aren't the only airlines to feel the pinch. Delta Airlines came out saying that they are going to slow its pilot hiring forecast for 2024 because of a more normalized and stabilized growth pattern that reflects Delta's full operational control, restoration post-pandemic, and continued focus on industry leadership. So what does that all mean? They're just basically slowing their growth down to meet demand. Bob Jordan was speaking at JP Morgan's Industrials Conference in New York, and he ended that with saying, quote, "This is not business as usual. We're being very aggressive in controlling what we can control, despite the fact that some of these changes are very recent." Some of the changes include the delivery schedule of our MAX 8s as well. A lot of companies out there, a lot of airlines are going to be trying to control cost, obviously, and part of that is slowing growth. What do you guys think about that? What are you guys, more importantly, doing during this time where growth isn't going crazy, that it's kind of getting more measured and in some cases being paused? So now's the time to get ready for that next job. What are you guys doing? Comment down below. Real quick industry news. I'll just give out a little bit of snippets on each airline that we have. As of April 10th, Delta reported its earnings, which were much higher than expected. The airline's record revenues for domestic travel and its international travel was up 12%. So that's better than expected. It reported a net income of $288 million. And its operational revenues were right around $12.6 billion. That's up 6% from last year. Ed Bastian, the CEO, said, "Year to date, we've seen 11 highest sales days in our company's history." United, on their front, United announced that due to increased safety-related incidents, the FAA would increase scrutiny and oversight over their operation. Now, this has some effects of they're not allowing new planes to fly new routes. They're putting limits on training to include suspending new check airman approvals and the ability to issue type ratings. So all this is going to affect United in some ways as they climb out of this this little bit of a safety slump, which they will, obviously. Now, on the American front, American's Envoy Air, which is wholly owned by American Airlines, has extended a $100,000 signing bonus.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's like being an athlete. Until the end of June 1st for qualified candidates. So pilots receive the bonus the day before their training begins, and the applicants with 950 hours of 121 upgrade qualifying experience will get $100,000.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
And for those with 500 to 449 hours would be eligible for $75,000.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
That's a pretty good deal at American. If you are getting ready or, God forbid you're moving from a different job due to them downsizing, this might be a viable option, and you could get some pretty good bonus money in the process. And some news in the, let's just call it the lower time pilot front. So if you're a pilot with 500, 800 hours, this section's for you. Contour, which is a Part 135 company that offers passenger charter and charter airline service on ERJ 145s and CRJ 200 aircraft, they've announced that they're lowering their first officer minimums to 500 total time and 25 hours of multi-engine. Pretty low. Captains must have a minimum of 1,500 hours total time with 500 hours multi-engine. Now, Contour announced that SkyWest was basically purchasing 25% stake into Contour and will provide the operation with CRJs in a 30-seat configuration, which is the maximum allowed under Part 135. So, look at that. SkyWest and Contour getting together. All right, and the last bit of news as far as the hiring front goes, JSX, which is a Part 135 carrier and it provides scheduled passenger operations both in the continental United States and in Mexico. They've announced that their new hires in first officer positions are going to require a minimum of 800 hours total time with 50 hours of multi-engine. And obviously they fly Embraer 145 aircraft, and what a great job to have as a low time pilot. So Contour, JSX, if you're low time and you're looking for a job, go check them out. I'm sure they're getting a lot of resumes right now, but anyways. All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update on the airline aviation news. And if you guys like it, comment down below, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell too, because we're just gonna come out with these kind of ad hoc. So whenever stuff comes up and we think it's newsworthy, we'll try to put it out and you'll get that notification that it is coming out if you ring that bell. So ring the bell, like, subscribe. All right guys, we'll see you in the next one.